Good morning, everybody. Myself, B. Ishwaraya, Assistant Professor of Commerce. So far, we have been learning financial accounting. As part of that, in the last class, I explained about you that regarding accounting for non-profit organizations, in which how to prepare receipts and payments account and income and expenditure account has been explained to you. So, another remaining statement which is prepared in accounting for non-profit organization is a balance sheet. So, today let us learn how to prepare balance sheet of accounting for non-profit making organizations and other important items relating to balance sheet as well as these non-profit making organizations. We'll see. So, balance sheet which is prepared in this accounting for non-profit organization is a very important one to know the financial position of this particular concern, and based on this we can take decisions to maintain this organization. Balance sheet of not-for-profit organization is prepared after the income and expenditure account. Balance sheet is prepared in the same manner as that of a profit-making organizations and consists of all liabilities and capital fund on the liability side and all assets on the asset side. Its aim is to show the financial position of a non-trading concern on the closing date of the accounting period. To prepare balance sheet, we should keep it in mind some important points which also can be termed as procedure of preparation of a balance sheet. That means how it is to be prepared. In the first point what we have to remember is capital fund at the commencement or in the opening should be ascertained. Capital fund at the beginning can be ascertained by preparing the opening balance sheet. The difference between assets and liabilities is capital fund at the beginning. If it is a newly started non-profit making organization, whatever the amount invested in the name of capital is capital fund. It includes all the assets if we have brought into the organization, they are all to be termed as capital fund. If the concern is earlier established, in that case we have to prepare a separate balance sheet to calculate capital fund at the beginning of this financial year. When it comes to second point, adjust the capital fund for surplus or deficit revealed by income and expenditure account during the year, and also adjust items to be capitalized like life membership fee, legacies, entrance fee, donation, etc. Third point to be remembered while preparing balance sheet is outstanding liabilities such as income received in advance, outstanding expenses, etc. on the closing date should be shown on the liability side of the closing balance sheet. Outstanding assets such as incomes receivable, subscriptions outstanding, accrued interest, expenses paid in advance, etc. should be shown on the asset side of the closing balance sheet. Next one is special fund such as tournament fund, any match fund, etc. will appear on the liability side. From the fund amount, any expenditure incurred towards the fund should be deducted, and net balance should be shown in outer column of balance sheet. Next point which is to be remembered is the closing balance of the receipts and payment account, that is cash in hand, cash at bank, should be shown on asset side of the closing balance sheet. If it's a overdraft, that can be shown on the liability side. Assets in existence at the commencement of the year should be adjusted for addition, disposal if any, and also for depreciation. New assets acquired by the concern, if any, should be shown on the asset side of the closing balance sheet. This is the procedure we should follow to prepare a balance sheet of a non-profit making organizations. Here the format of balance sheet of this particular organizations will be as it is like a balance sheet which is prepared in the profit making organizations. That means we will prepare horizontally, can be divided into two parts. Left hand side is called liability side, right hand side is called asset side. Liability side, we have to write capital fund to this, add surplus less excess of income. If it is surplus, add it to the capital fund. If at all any deficit is there in income and expenditure account, that is to be deducted. So we'll get the capital fund. If any life membership fee is there, that is also to be considered as an liability. Legacies, entrance fee, if it is a capital position, that has to be added to capital fund, or we can show them directly. Life donations, specific donations, if any received, like tournament fund, match fund, prize fund, etc. For conducting these type of tournaments, matches, expenditure should be deducted here itself, and remaining balance should be added to capital fund. If any income received in advance, subscriptions, etc., outstanding expenses, bank overdraft, creditors for stationery, etc., will be shown separately. Like this, we have very less items we'll see on liability side of balance sheet. In the same way, on asset side, net values of all fixed assets should be shown. Land and buildings, it is a gross value. So from this, depreciation has to be deducted or less. Net value has to be shown on asset side. Furniture, books, grounds, if any non-profit making organization is having, those are considered as fixed assets. Equipment, different types of equipments, investments, stock of sports material, stock of medicines, stock of stationery, stock of crockery, cutlery, all those are considered as assets. If at all any outstanding subscription to be received is there, should be shown on asset side. Accrued interest, prepaid expenses, receivable interest or receivable rent, etc. is there, are to be shown on asset side. Cash in hand, cash at bank are to be shown on asset side. After that, liability side and asset side should be have same value. In this format we have to prepare balance sheet. Difference between profit making organizations and non-profit making organizations in preparation of balance sheet is some items are to be known or remembered. Those items are subscriptions, entrance fee, life membership fee, legacies, honorarium, donations, sale of assets, grants, like this. These items will be depending upon the nature of non-profit king organizations. See, we should have a clear idea over these items. When it comes to subscriptions, amounts agreed to be paid by the members at periodical intervals are known as subscriptions. It's a revenue item and a regular source of income to non-trading concerns. Subscription received during the year, including current year, previous year and future year, appear on the debit side of receipts and payments account, and subscription relating to the current year only are shown on the income side of income and expenditure account. Subscription pertaining to previous and future years are to be separated and recorded in the previous year and current year expenditure account. Current year balance sheet respectively. The amount of subscription to be shown in income and expenditure account can be calculated by adding some items and lessing some items, like subscriptions received during the year can be calculated by adding outstanding subscriptions at the end of the current year pertaining to current year, subscriptions received in advance at the beginning of the year. These two items are to be added to the subscriptions received in this current year. After totaling that, we will get value. From this we have to less these items, like outstanding subscriptions at the beginning of the year, that means relating to previous year, subscription received in advance at the end of the current year, that means pertaining to future year. These are to be lessened from the gross value. Then we'll get subscription in income to be credited to income and expenditure account. So like this, for every item we have to calculate in this manner. When it comes to entrance fee, Fee paid by the members at the time of admission is known as entrance fee. There is some controversy over the treatment of this item. Some prefer it to be capitalized because members pay the entrance fee only once, that is, at the time of admission. Hence, it can be treated as recurring income. While other people feel that as there will be frequent changes in the membership of the concern, every year entrance fee will be received from new members, and so it is regarded as recurring income and can be taken to income and expenditure account. In the absence of any specific instruction in the question, the students are advised to, that means you may be advised to take it as an item of income and give to that effect. When it comes to third point, life membership fee. Life membership fee is paid only once by members. By making a lump sum payment, he becomes member for the whole life. It is of non-recurring nature, should be taken as capital receipt, and it should be shown in the balance sheet under the head life membership fee. This can be added to the capital fund. Legacies. Any amount received as per the will of a deceased person is called legacy. As this item is of non-recurring nature, it is treated as capital receipts and shown on the liability side of the balance sheet. However, small amounts received on account of legacy may be taken to the income and expenditure account. When it comes to honorarium, any amount paid to a person who is not an employee of the organization for rendering services to the concern is called honorarium. For example, if a payment is made to a doctor for treating the patients and providing services of a specialized nature is honorarium and will be shown on the payment side of receipts and payments account. From there, it is posted to the debit side of income and expenditure account. Now let us learn about donations. Donations are the amounts which are given to the non-profit making organization as gifts by members of a society. First, it is recorded on the receipt side of the receipts and payments account. Next, depending upon its nature, it can either be recorded in the income and expenditure account or the balance sheet. Donations may be of two types. One is specific donations and the another one is general donations. When it comes to specific donation, if the donation is for a specific purpose, say for the construction of building or pavilion, then it is called specific donation. It should be capitalized and will be shown on the liability side as net after deducting the expenditure, if any, relating to such construction. When it comes to general donation, when the donor does not specify any specific condition for using the amount of donation, then it is called as general donation. If the general donation is of a small amount, it is to be taken on the credit side of income and expenditure account. But donation of a big amount is of non-recurring nature, hence it is to be capitalized. If nothing is clear whether the amount is small or big, it can be treated in any manner, but a note should be given regarding the treatment of such amount. When it comes to sale of asset, if an asset is sold, the amount realized should be compared with its book value in order to find out profit or loss on the sale of an asset. If profit, it will be shown on the credit side and a loss on the debit side of income and expenditure account. Regarding grants, the non-profit making organizations such as educational institutions, public hospitals, etc., depend upon grants from the governments. The recurring grants which are spent in the year of receipt are treated as revenue receipts and credited to income and expenditure account. Other grants such as building grant, library grants, etc., are specific in nature, may be treated as capital receipts and transferred to the respective fund account in the balance sheet. Not only these things, we have some more items also. Sale of old newspapers, sports material. Any amount received on account of sale of old newspapers, periodicals or old sports materials, etc., is treated as revenue income and credited to income and expenditure account. When it comes to specific funds, amounts received for a specific purpose is capitalized and shown as specific fund in the balance sheet. For example, prize fund, tournament fund, building fund, match fund, etc. When expenses incurred on such funds, they are not debited to income and expenditure account, but deducted from such a specific fund account. Only net amount should be shown in the balance sheet. Similarly, income on such investment funds should be added to the respective fund in the balance sheet. In case the expenses exceed the fund amount, the excess of expenses should be debited to income and expenditure account. To prepare financial statements of non-profit making organizations, these items are to be remembered. In this concern, to prepare final accounts, we have 5 types according to the requirement of concern. We can prepare the statements. For the preparation of final accounts of non-trading concern, different types of problems are asked in the examination. You are required to prepare the accounts depending upon the information. Types of problems will be like this. First one, type 1. When trial balance is given, and it is required to prepare income and expenditure account and balance sheet. Sometimes may be given like this. Though it is not a profit making organization, trial balance can be prepared as per the ledger accounts. When this type of problem is given, from the trial balance we have to prepare income and expenditure account as well as balance sheet. Here it's not required to prepare opening balance sheet for knowing capital fund. Why? Because capital fund at the beginning will be given in the trial balance, and it's not required to prepare receipts and payments account. When they are saying prepare income and expenditure account and balance sheet, preparation of receipts and payment account is not required. So that according to the requirements of a concern or situation, we can prepare. When it comes to second type of problem, where previous year balance sheet and receipts and payment account for the current year along with other information is given, it is required to prepare income and expenditure account and balance sheet. This is one of the 5 types. Here the previous balance sheet is there, previous year balance sheet is there, and also receipts and payments account of current year also there. With these 2 statements asking to prepare income and expenditure account and balance sheet of current year should be prepared. Here also not required to prepare opening balance sheet, as already we are having. From the previous year balance sheet, we can take more values, that means liabilities and assets, directly can transfer to closing balance sheet. If nothing is mentioned about the changes in the previous year balance sheet, except some items like salaries, outstanding salaries, prepaid expenses, insurance, rent, rates, like these items. This is also one of the types. When it comes to third type, where receipts and payment account is given with additional information and it is required to prepare income and expenditure account and balance sheet. This is also one of the important one, where accounts are, some financial statements are given and also adjustments also given. When the adjustments are given, as we know, every adjustment should be reflected in two statements or two accounts. One is on debit side, another one is on credit side of different accounts. It may be written in income and expenditure account on debit side and also will be reflected in balance sheet. So that making an adjustment is very, very important. While adjusting the given items, we have to adjust them in a proper manner and proper side. So here also we may be asked to prepare income and expenditure account and balance sheet. When it comes to fourth type of problem, in which receipts and payment account and income and expenditure accounts are given, it is required to prepare opening balance sheet and closing balance sheet. So this is somewhat different one. Already they have prepared receipts and payments account of current year as well as income and expenditure account of this financial year, but asking to prepare opening balance sheet and closing balance sheet. In this case, where receipts and payment account and income and expenditure account is given, it is required to prepare these two balance sheets. Where receipts and payments account and income and expenditure accounts are given and is required to prepare balance sheets both the beginning and at the end of the period, we should follow a certain procedure. First of all, from the particulars given in the question, prepare the balance sheet at the beginning of the year and closing balance sheet. Second point, preparing these two balance sheets, we have to compare the receipt side of receipts and payment account with income side of income and expenditure account of that concern to ascertain the values. Those values or those items are subscriptions in arrears of the previous year and current year, these are to be compared. Income received in advance, whether it is reflected in both the accounts or not, are to be compared. Sale of an asset during the year, whether it is reflected in both the statements or not, has to be ascertained by comparing these two accounts. Similarly, compare the payment side of receipts and payment account with expenditure side of income and expenditure account in order to find out outstanding expenses during the year, prepaid expenses of the previous year and current year, stock of stationery in hand, depreciation on assets, purchase of an asset during the year should be compared. Then only we will be able to prepare balance sheets of both the balance sheets, that is opening balance sheet as well as closing balance sheet. When it comes to fifth type of problems, where when trial balance is given and it is required, where income and expenditure account is given and it is required to prepare receipts and payment account. In this case, sometimes income and expenditure account may be given along with its accompanying information and it is required to prepare receipts and payments account, balance sheet at the beginning and the end. In such a case, should follow a particular procedure. For that, point number 1, all receipts of cash, whether capital or revenue, are relating to the current year, succeeding and preceding periods should be shown on debit side of the receipts and payments account. This is a very, very important one. In the same way, all payments of cash and expenditure, whether capital or revenue, are relating to the current year or succeeding year and other preceding periods should be shown on the credit side of the receipts and payment account. The third point, opening and closing balance of receipts and payment accounts refer to opening cash and closing cash should be taken into consideration. The fourth point is, what we have to remember is, purchases or sale of assets can be ascertained by comparing to net value of the assets on two dates, that is at the beginning and the end of the year. Lastly, eliminate all adjustments relating to provisions for doubtful debts or depreciation which were made for preparing income and expenditure account. Like this, we will be given one of the 5 types of problems. According to the problem, we have to prepare financial statements of non-profit making organizations. Some other, when it comes to preparation of financial statements of non-profit making organizations like educational institutions, we should know some important points like organizational pattern, source of finance, payments, like this points are to be remembered. Why? Because the main objective of an educational institution is not to earn profit but to provide education to the students at the cheaper rate. Therefore, such institutions are required to prepare receipts and payment account, income and expenditure account, and the balance sheet. However, certain special features relating to an educational institutions should be known. First one is organizational pattern. Most of the educational institutions in India function as societies registered under the Indian Societies Act 1860. Usually the societies function as autonomous bodies. The office bearers include the president, secretary, treasurer, and the executive committee member manage a number of schools or colleges. The head of the school or the college, the headmaster or the principal, as the case may be, is also a member of the governing body. Second point is sources of finance. Grants from government will be there, donation from public will be there, capitation fee like admission fee, laboratory and library deposits, security deposits from students, etc. will be there. They are to be considered. When it comes to payments point of view, pay and allowances to teaching and other staff, provident fund contribution, books for library, newspaper and magazines, medical inspection, examination expenses, function and festivals, sports and games, extracurricular activities, excursion and visits, prizes, medals, etc., stationery, electricity, telephones, and audit fee, etc. will be there. While preparing educational institution accounting statements, we should differentiate these items. Then only we can prepare accurate statements of that particular concern. So this is all about preparation of balance sheet as well as financial statements of accounts for non-profit making organizations. So with this, I am concluding this lecture. So let us meet with another topic in the next class. Till that,